Rivian IPO analysis. What's up, guys? So in this video we're going to talk about Rivian. This is basically one of the biggest IPOs of the year in the electric vehicle space. Now this is a company that is heavily backed by Jeff Bezos and Amazon, so really interesting to see this new company come to the space. So in this video we're going to talk a lot about Rivian, the founder of Rivian, the products they have, the IPO price, everything that you'll need to know, and whether or not this is a good EV stock to buy, because this should bring a lot of new money and a lot of new capital and attention to the whole EV space. Before we get into the video, guys, I want to show you guys one of my favorite stock trading apps that is a much better alternative to Robinhood, especially since Robinhood recently had customer emails hacked, guys. Okay, and that's simply Webull. Okay, guys, so here's Webull. Is my favorite alternative to Robinhood, guys. Okay, Robinhood's even becoming so dangerous to use that I don't even use my Robinhood account. I'm thinking about deleting it. They recently had their customer database hacked. So guys, Webull's a much better alternative. You can get your 2 free stocks over on Webull. All you have to do is open up a brokerage account and direct deposit any amount to get your 2 free stocks. You guys can trade crypto. You can buy Shiba Inu. You can trade Bitcoin, Dogecoin, other cryptocurrencies, buy stocks like Rivian. And it's all zero commission fees, guys. And they have awesome charting softwares and awesome mobile app, as well as a desktop platform, guys. So be sure to check the link in the description below. So let's get right into the bulk of the video, guys. So here we are with what you need to know about Rivian's IPO. Okay, so the IPO price is going to start at $78 per share, and the total market cap of Rivian should be north between 70 to 80 billion dollars. So it's basically right around the same market cap as Lucid, but the difference is that Lucid has already started a bit of their deliveries. Now, according to this article in Reuters, it says that Rivian has also started delivering some vehicles as well. So that's some good news to hear. But traditionally, okay, IPOs have been very expensive, and that's simply because you have simply a lot of people involved, especially the investment banks. Everyone's trying to get a cut. So historically, I think most IPOs have been overpriced, and that's kind of what happened with Coinbase. I think Coinbase was basically the biggest IPO before Rivian, and that was grossly overpriced. Okay, the stock literally lost almost half of its value, and it's slightly recovered since then. So I would say, you know, traditionally IPOs are definitely expensive, but let's talk about the Rivian IPO some more. So this company, they produce 2 vehicles, okay? They have the R1T and the R1S, and they said they had about 55,400 pre-orders in the US and Canada as of the end of Q3. So what this means is basically this company is like many of these other EV companies. They have a lot of consumer demand, and they're planning to deliver these vehicles. Now, the interesting thing about Rivian is it's heavily backed by Jeff Bezos, okay? Amazon has a 20% stake in the company, and they ordered 100,000 of Rivian's electric delivery vans as a part of their role to kind of cut their carbon footprint and transition to electric vehicles. So I think a lot of people that are in Amazon investors and things like that, they've been anticipating this IPO. So now let's take a look at the company itself. Okay, so Rivian is based out of California. Right now they have 2 vehicles, as you can see here. They have the R1T and the R1S. The R1T is basically a pickup truck, and then the R1S is basically an SUV. So, like I said, this is just basically another electric, 100% fully electric company. So this will basically be the third 100% electric company that is currently making deliveries. The first was obviously Tesla. The second was Lucid. And now Rivian will be number 3. So it'll be really interesting to see where Rivian falls in terms of Tesla and Lucid. But I think that you can definitely categorize these 3 companies in the same class. Okay, so let's take a look at the R1T. So this is one of the more interesting ones. This looks like to me a direct competitor to the Ford F-150. Obviously, the Ford F-150 has been one of the best-selling pickup trucks in the United States for a very long time, and I think that's exactly what this vehicle is going after, that same demographic, that same target market. So as you can see here, it basically has an estimated range of 314 miles. And they're planning to actually up the range to 400 plus, which would basically put it in the same category as some of Tesla's vehicles, but not exactly the same range as the Lucid Air. So, like I said, this is definitely good to see. Lots of interesting things about this type of pickup truck. Very nice looking vehicle. And then the second vehicle they have lined up is the R1S. Okay, this is the target, of course, the SUV, more of the family-oriented consumer, with an estimated range of 316 miles starting at $70,000. So very interesting products here. Obviously the EV space is a lot of, space and a lot of, room to grow. And it's just nice to see more and more players come into the space. Providing an SUV, I think it's really excellent for people with families and things like that to have an electric alternative than just a regular sedan vehicle. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the numbers. Okay, so here's an article posted on Forbes. So let's talk about into some of the actual details and the financials of this company. So as you can see here, the company is valued at around $75 billion, which would basically put it nearly identical to Lucid Motors valuation. Now, the interesting thing about this company is that they have a lot of demand for their vehicles, and definitely it looks like they're definitely trying to take, I would say, a lot of market share from a company like Ford. So we know that Tesla is planning the Cybertruck, but the Cybertruck isn't in production quite yet. And Lucid Air is also planning an SUV that they haven't developed. So it looks like Rivian will be basically the first of the big three, Tesla, Lucid, and Rivian, to actually produce a truck. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see how the market responds. But I would assume that most people that want a truck or a SUV would be leaning more towards Rivian. But, a lot of people think that this IPO is grossly overpriced. Okay, there's an interesting article posted on Seeking Alpha where he basically talks about don't buy this IPO. He thinks it's highly overvalued. And I think definitely in the short run, IPOs can get a little bit pricey, simply as I explained earlier, due to all of the people involved that try to get their cut. And you have to also think, obviously, if the insiders, the founder of Rivian and all these people want to take the company public, they probably want to sell at the higher top of the valuation rather than the lower, right? Why would they sell stock at a cheap price? So we know that historically this IPO is probably overvalued. So it'll be really interesting to see exactly where this stock, if it runs higher or if it dips. Okay, so like I said, right now they don't have a ton of deliveries. Okay, so it says that Bloomberg reports that Rivian is gearing up for production of around 300,000 units. So that definitely at a $70,000 price point, that's definitely going to generate a quite a bit of revenue. So let's do some quick math here. Okay, so 300,000 times 70,000 is around $21 billion in potential revenue once they scale up production. So let's say they scale up this production within the next 5 to 10 years. So they hit 300,000 production, let's say at least by 2030. That would put them at a revenue of around $21 billion annually. And looking at some of these other EV companies, they've been trading, well, Tesla right now is trading at a price to sales ratio of around 25 to 28. So that could potentially value this company at a pretty nice price point. Okay, we're potentially looking at a $400 to $500 billion company. So that puts this, my guesstimated upside, at around 4 to 5x, which if you're taking a look at the current share price, we're looking at a share price of potentially around $400 within the next 5 to 10 years, assuming that production gets scaled up. And that's what basically is really helped Tesla's valuation. It's just simply production. Elon Musk and the guys over at Tesla, irregardless of whether you think that the stock is overvalued, they continue to produce vehicles and they continue to increase revenue. So that's really what the market wants to see. They want to see increased deliveries and they want to see increased revenue. And of course, they want to see margins improve, and then they want to see profits. So, and then things like adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet and stuff like that could be some other things that Rivian could copy Tesla, but we don't know if that's exactly going to happen. But I think all things look interesting. So, like I said, one of the problems I have with this IPO, okay, I don't buy hyped IPOs. So the stock is going to start trading at around $78. The last hyped IPO out there was Coinbase. The stock lost half its value. I think we could really accurately compare Rivian similar towards Lucid Motors. So Lucid Motors is currently trading around $45. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rivian sold off when it starts trading, simply because Elon Musk has sold his stock in Tesla. We've seen the whole EV market take a big haircut I think Tesla was down about 10% so far this week as of recording this video. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rivian probably drop to maybe as low as around $50 or so. I'm not buying the Rivian IPO. I just think it's overpriced. I think you'll be able to get it much cheaper. But if you do believe in the EV movement, I do think long term you could, if you're getting in at like around $50, there's a potential to 10x your money over the next 5 to 10 years, a very conservative estimate. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Rivian. I'm going to make more updates as we get more information. This is the first trading day. Hope I covered a lot of the basics. Overall, in the short run, to sum everything up, I think it's overvalued. I would probably, me personally, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But me personally, if I were to buy into Rivian, I would wait for the dip around $50, under $50 per share. Kind of similar to where Lucid is basically trading, and I would probably buy in there. I just don't buy into hype. I saw what happened with Coinbase. Everyone was excited, and the people that ended up buying in the IPO open, they absolutely got crushed and took a 50% dip before it recovered. So I think we're going to see something similar with Rivian, although I could be wrong, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please smash the red subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoy my content. It really helps the algorithm. And that's until next time, guys. Take care.